Hi, this is Christiana from the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula, and I'm here today to show you what to do with your activity kit if you got one from the Empower Place this week. Otherwise, for those of you who are just tuning in because it's a fun craft, we're going to be making some window clings or sun catchers or stained glass, depending on what you want to call it. The final product looks a little bit like this, although we can definitely make some variations on it. So if you hang on just a moment, I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see our supplies. Okay, so looks like a bit of a mess here, but if you got your pack from Empower Place, you would have had a plastic baggie like this, and inside you would have had a handful of tissue paper and a piece of contact paper like this as well. Oh, I think my puppy's going to try and help us. Do you want to help, Sif? No, she's going to pass. So the contact paper is sticky and clear, and you have a couple of different options. If you don't have scissors around, you can just leave it as a square, and you can always trim it up later if you want. Or if you want to be fancy, you can draw a pattern on it. So this one is kind of long and skinny. I think it's going to be a good Christmas tree. So I'm going to go ahead and draw myself. I'm going to attempt to draw a Christmas tree on here, and I'm going to make it take up as much of the paper as I can. So it might be a little bit goofy, but if you saw my Christmas tree in my house right now, you'd understand that I like goofy Christmas trees. Ours looks a little bit like the tree in a Charlie Brown Christmas, but it's all good. Okay, so I got my tree on here. I'll give him a little stump. And I'm going to cut that out. And I'm cutting it out first because it's a little bit harder to draw on the back of the finished one. If I wanted to, I could draw on this one or hand sort of eye it and cut it myself. Maybe I'll do that afterwards. We'll see how inspired I feel. Okay, so we're cutting out our tree. You could think of other symbols that remind you of the light in the winter or about Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. You might want to make a star or an angel or a Christmas bulb. And if you didn't get our pack of tissue and you need to get some tissue, you can buy tissue paper at grocery stores or craft stores. I think they even have it at the Dollar Tree. And if you need to buy contact paper like this, I ordered mine online, but I'm pretty sure I also got some at Walmart in their sort of craft section. Okay, so I got my goofy little tree here. Now one side of this is going to be sticky. So make sure you've got all your little pieces of tissue ready to go. You can always make them smaller if you want. And, oh, I thought I had one stuck too. Now the tricky part is peeling this. Hopefully we won't spend the next 3 minutes trying to peel the tree. Aha, I got it. Okay, so you can see there that the sticky part is peeling off the back. So we don't want to put this on anything that we don't want to add. So my dogs should stay away or they might end up being part of our craft here. Ooh, it stuck to me. So a couple different ways to do it. You can just stick them on there willy-nilly wherever you want and trim it up later. Or you can try and stay within the lines. Which is going to be a little bit harder with my Christmas tree because it's got a lot of edges. I'm probably going to have to trim mine a little bit. This might be a nice craft to do after Christmas, after you get your Christmas presents and have some extra tissue paper lying around, but you might have some when you take out your box of decorations and you find everything that's left behind from last year. Okay, so I know this does not look very exciting yet. I have some pink. I'm going to be weird and put some pink with my gold. I'm sure my mom would cringe at this. Pink and red don't go together. And I'm going to add some more gold in there. what inspired us to do this craft, and you might have done this with us last year at the holiday open house, was we had an exhibit about bringing in the light in winter. So probably, if you live in Montana at least, you've noticed that the days are getting shorter and it's getting colder. And what's pretty cool is there are cultures all around the world that have some sort of celebration in the winter time that involve lights. And I may pronounce some of these wrong, but it was just recently Diwali, which is a Southeast Asian celebration that involves decorating your house with lights and some really cool decorations. And there's also, you know, we put up Christmas trees in sort of the dominant tradition in the United States, but that actually comes from Germany from a long time ago. And some people who are really into nature like to make bonfires in the winter time, sort of encourage the sun to come back after winter's over. And there's some cool pagan traditions. I can link some websites to folks who want to learn more about that. I'm also going to read this book for a different video. Maybe this is backwards on yours, but it's called Lights of Winter, and it's about all kinds of holidays through time. Romans celebrated something called Saturnalia. So for thousands of years, people have noticed that the seasons change, and we'd like it to be spring again sometime, but in the meantime, we're going to celebrate with bringing in our own light. Okay, I don't know, guys. Would have been better with green, probably. All right, here is my Christmas tree. I'm just going to check it out. When I hold it up, I can see there's some gaps. So let's be crazy and add some more paint. Where did I see that gap? It was down here. There was one on the edge there. Okay, so now my contact paper is full of tissue. I'm just going to take my scissors and be a little more precise there and trim off some of the sections where I overlapped, which is great to do that too. Get your edges. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it in the window so that we can see the sun shine through. It's not real sunny outside, but the light will shine through. So I'm going to fix this again. Hopefully I don't make everybody dizzy. Hello there, I'm back. And then I'll hold it up to the window so you guys can see what it looks like in my window with the sun shining through. And so you could do all kinds of different sun catchers in your window. You could find your favorite shapes. If you've got one that you did like my first one here that is just a square, I'm going to turn this one into a Christmas tree bulb like we put on our trees. And I'm going to do that by just turning it into a big circle. You could make them look like light bulbs too, like we have on Christmas trees, or you might see on your neighbors' homes, maybe on your house. All right, now my block has turned into a Christmas bulb. And so we'll put that on the window there and the sun shines through. And you could use it across your whole window and make a pretty design. So if you do this, take a picture and tag Fort Missoula Museum, hashtag Fort Missoula Museum, or at the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula if you're on Facebook or your parents are on Facebook. Or you can always email us at the museum through our website so that we can see what it looked like. And if you have any questions, feel free to put that in the question or comment box below. Thanks.